I'd like to get to our first question, and I'm going to direct this one to Bryan. So the first question is on trust, right? And trust in financial services. We are expecting customers to engage with us digitally as financial services providers. And there's this idea there that we need the customer to trust us as financial services providers in order for us to handle all of their data, to handle all of their information, handle their money, obviously, probably most importantly. And when I say customer, I mean individuals as well as institutions, all the way, up the ladder. But also, we as a financial services provider, we need to trust the customer, right? So there's a kind of this bi-directional trust component there. Bryan, what do you think are some of the contributing factors to this whole context of how customers trust institutions and institutions trust customers?
I'll answer the question by posing another question that I don't expect anyone to answer, but I wanted to think about right now. What the hell is trust, right? In today's age, what is trust, right? Is it trust in that I trust you'll do the right thing by me? I trust you with my data. I trust you know enough about me. I think that's part of the equation. And depending upon your brand and the market you're going after, that's something you have to ask of your organization. Generally speaking, I think there's a fair amount of trust among constituents, be small business, wealth, or retail customers in their financial institution. But they only know what they know. I think that, with COVID-19 coming on, with the advent of this digital-first mindset that's occurring, I think that trust is being redefined. I think trust is determined now increasingly by relevancy. As a brand, are you, relevant? Is data being used to get closer to the customer that you know? I'll give you an example. I get messages from my bank all the time. They suggest I take trust in them. Right after I sold a large investment, which is a company called Gizio, I got an email saying, "Hey, have I considered retirement yet?" Well, they looked at the money coming through. Yeah, kind of. I'm now retired. I recently got another message from my bank suggesting that I put money in a 529 for my kids. One kid is 24, the other is 22. So, their 529s are done. They're spent. So where were they 18 years ago or 20 years ago when they were young, right? So in my mind, I don't really necessarily trust my bank as an entity that knows me and knows what I want. They constantly are providing irrelevant content to me that does nothing to really bring me closer. I view my financial institution as really a utility, kind of like, a utility company. The only time I want to engage them is when they do something really stupid and they anger me. That's when I engage them. So the channel experience that I have today with my bank is predominantly digital. So as long as it's working digitally, and as long as I'm able to conduct the business I want to conduct when, how, and where, I guess I trust them. But for me, I don't have high expectation. Now, when I think of my relationship with Raymond James, it's a little different. And I know we'll talk about that a little later. I do have more trust in them because they have the bulk of my, we'll call it wealth, and they're managing my assets. My bank doesn't manage my assets. They just give me a place to park my cash and a place to draw my checks from so I can pay some bills. And they process direct deposit, of course. But, so the Raymond James relationship is different. Now, so I have a different kind of trust in them. Their technology is pretty crappy, to be honest with you, right? But I don't engage them on a daily basis like I do with my bank. So my bank relationship, the trust is based on dependability and ability to function as a banking entity, as a utility. On the Raymond James side, it's more about how are they managing my money? Do I trust that they're giving me the right asset mix and that kind of thing? So there are a lot of variables. What is trust in the type of financial relationship or financial institution I'm with has a huge impact on that. I saw a study not too long ago from Refinitiv And they said, and this is post-COVID recently, they said 39% of investors do not feel equipped with the data and content to make investment decisions. So again, it goes back to relevancy and content to drive trust. I would tell you that that number's even higher as it pertains to financial wellness in the retail banking space. You know, people have genuine concerns right now about their ability, to survive financially in this new world that we're kind of entering or we're emerging from. So there's a lot to be considered there.